Why you must say the N-word more often in 2026. That will be the title for today's video. And no. This is not what you think it is. This is not the N-word you're thinking of. It's not derogatory. This is an N-word that I actually just said 3 seconds ago. The word no, right? The word no is a word that people don't utilize enough. They're using the Y word more often than not. The yes word, right? Yeah, I'll come out with my friends. Yeah, I'll join you guys. This may not be good for my well-being. This may not be something I actually want to do, but yeah, I'll do it. Why not? I'll conform to that belief system, towards that behavior, towards certain actions that I don't align with, but yeah, I'll do it, because it feels uncomfortable to say no. To not people please, right? If you're watching this video, chances are there's a small part of you or a big part of you that is a people pleaser, right? I'm a people pleaser, or I was a people pleaser, and that is a very common trait amongst people that aren't utilizing the N-word more often than not. See, I can't say the N-word too loud, like N-word, because I'm in public and people are gonna think it's the other word that we don't say. Of course not, but the N-word is a word that you have to use more often this year, right? It is your secret weapon. It is your secret weapon, and you have to pull it out more often than not. Okay, these videos, more often than not, I'm speaking to my older self, my past self, telling him, hey, look, man, 2025, you didn't say the word enough. You didn't. You were too busy in this Y word mentality. Okay, now the Y word we use towards our benefit, but you have to differentiate what categories and what. Partying, clubbing, is that in the N category or the Y category? And it's not black and white. It's not black and white. As much as I would love to lay out a blueprint right now of being able to just box things in your life, you could do that. Like if you're someone who doesn't want to have fun or doesn't want to party and drink at all, that's perfectly fine. Put that in the N category. But a lot of people, including myself, who's not saying 2026 I will not drink a sip of alcohol, then more often than not, yes, it will be in that N category, but sometimes it's going to be in the Y category, and you got to be okay with that. You got to live life on your own terms. I'm not making this video for you to be so rigid with things, for you to be so much involved in this idea of discipline and structure and organization without having curiosity and that spark. It's actually a video I just made about discipline and spontaneity. I recommend you watching that after this, because that talks all about that, about this idea of how you want to live life and how to navigate this dilemma of being disciplined and structured and rooted in a sense of foundational growth, but at the same time, being a kid, exploring, going out in nature, doing things based off creative sparks and inspiration. Okay, that's what that video is all about. But going back into this video, it's the same kind of theme of saying no to things and saying yes to things. So saying no to things that perhaps won't make you disciplined, that will throw you off your routine, that will throw you off your structure. You can't say yes to those things, because if you say yes to those things, then you're neglecting yourself, you're self-sabotaging, because you're putting in the fun, the whatever it may be, before you're getting rooted in your discipline and your foundation and your purpose and the things that are priority for you. So I think before you even ask yourself, okay, well, I must say no to things. What should I say no to? Be very focused on your priorities. Your priorities. If you don't have your priorities in check, then how are you going to know what to say no to, what to say yes to? Because it's very circumstantial. You know what I mean? That's why it's not black and white. There's certain things that you may want to be able to say yes to sometimes. Granted, you say no to the other things that are more important first. You know what I mean? If you're in a day and you decide, well, you know what? If I say yes to my work and to deep work and to focus and to my routine and to XYZ, if I say yes to all these things, then I could say no to working more. I could say yes to going out in nature and being present. Or if I spent the entire day, let's just say, with my family and not really doing much in terms of my routine and my schedule, maybe I'll say yes to using technology at night, even though my routine is not about using the phone at night at all. So that's how I like to incorporate things. I know it's kind of very intuitive, and a lot of people don't like that at all, but you have to ask yourself how you want to design your life. Like for me, I have my structure and my routine, my non-negotiables, but I'm always open to switching things around. Doesn't mean switch my whole entire routine around every day and kind of getting thrown off. All it means is that if I'm traveling or if I'm with people and they're like, yo, like, I want to do this, 2 p.m., let's go surfing. And I'd be like, oh, well, I have my work then, but if I can move things around, I'll make it work. You know, and that does sound a little bit contradicting to what I was talking about at the beginning of how I got to say no to things. But you see, when you say no to things, you're always saying yes to things. And that's the paradox right there. That's where it gets a little bit confusing. Because when I'm talking about saying no to things, usually, I'm really talking about things that don't serve you. But at the same time, you're always making micro decisions in your life. Yes or no. Should I go surfing? Should I not? That decision there is not inherently, whether you say no or yes, that's not a bad decision, right? There's no such thing as a bad decision. Yes, there are things where you could look at them and be like, well, I know if I do this and stay up till 4 a.m, this will not serve me. But something as innocent as going surfing, playing with your friends, being outdoors, whatever it may be, you can't harp on those decisions. You can't kick yourself and say, oh, well, damn it, I had fun surfing, but I should have been working. I gotta say no more often. Like, that's not how you should be approaching life. This is for me. Maybe you're different. Maybe you're just like a different beast and you just really want to prioritize your own isolation and your own sense of just like consistent order day by day. But life is, for me at least, a balance of order and chaos. And there's different seasons for that. And depending on which season I'm in, that dictates how often I'll say no, right? Sometimes if I'm traveling, if I'm in a new place and I'm really wanting to prioritize different things, I may be saying no less frequently, and I'm saying yes more frequently to different things. It all depends. This is why I'm saying it all depends on your priorities, and it all depends on the stage of life you're in. But I think the constant theme for 2026 in particular is to be able to say no to things that deep down don't serve you. That you could ask yourself in the mirror, is this the person I am? Does this contribute to my growth? Am I ascending or am I descending? There is no middle ground. You're lying if you think that by making these decisions, how big or how small, it doesn't matter. You'd be lying to convince yourself that you're just staying stagnant and you're just floating. That is you rationalizing your decision of saying yes to that thing or saying no to that thing. So yes, a night out with the boys won't do anything, but it is still a decision you're making, and that is still contributing to who you are and what you stand for. So if you're making that decision, commit to it. Go full throttle on it. Don't try to question, is this the right decision or not? Did I make a mistake? I should be at home right now. Like, if you're at that party, have fun. You said yes to it. Physically, so say yes to it mentally. Don't say yes to it physically and say no to it mentally. That makes no sense. That's just creating more resistance. You're essentially suffering for no reason. Have fun. Whether you want to drink a lot or not, that's entirely up to you. Whether you want to stay up late or not, again, entirely up to you. but just don't be in 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's probably the best piece of advice I would tell you for this year. If you're going into something, go hard. Go hard. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Be present. There's like a famous, maybe like Italian quote or saying, and it's like, if I'm eating, I'm eating. If I'm talking, I'm talking. If I'm working out, I'm working out. It all goes back to the idea of being present and committing to your decision. You can't go back. When you say yes, you say yes. When you say no, you say no. I can't stress this enough. I can't emphasize the importance of staying true to your decision. Now, if you look back and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, note it in my head for next time. Now I have more, almost like, have more experience within whatever I'm doing to tell myself, well, you know what? I drank, I felt like shit. I did that. I didn't really agree. I didn't really enjoy it anyways. My friends were having fun, but was I even having fun? And you audit these experiences and you get a better understanding of if it actually serves you. A lot of times you don't know if it serves you or not, right? You don't even know if you're gonna have FOMO or not. You kind of just do things because you're so used to doing them and you're not questioning if you are enjoying them because you're so focused on other people. You're so focused on other people's enjoyment and basically being able to live up to the validation of other people. Like you're so fixated on what people think of you, so you want to essentially make sure that you're at that same sort of image that they have of you and validate their own opinions of you, if that makes sense. It's like your friends see you as somebody who's a party animal who goes out, so you have to compete with that version to basically match that version that your friends think of you. And in order to do that, you have to say yes to things, and you have to constantly seek their validation and approval, and you never question how you feel. And that's why sometimes maybe it takes another time to go out, a few more nights to go out, and to really pay more attention to, okay, well, is this a mask? Is this who I actually am? Or am I doing this to please others? And this is a harsh reality. It doesn't come very easy. It took me some time to see, okay, well, what do I want? Do I have FOMO? Let me go out again. Let me drink again. Let me go to this party again. Let me be with these people I haven't seen in a while, to see if is my mind playing tricks with me? Do I actually enjoy this? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe you do. I don't know. But you do it and you see, oh, well, you know what? Now I get it. I get what's happening here. I see what's happening. I see what's happening in my mind. These are people that know me, think of me this way, when the reality is I'm not having fun. I wake up hungover. I regret my decisions. I feel like I have less control, autonomy of my decisions the next day. Like I don't feel as like just more in control of my life. I am not taking care of my health. Doesn't align with my pillars, my values. Another big thing I didn't mention yet, there's the priorities, but there's also the pillars and values. When you have your values in check, like 3, 4, 5 key values and pillars. For example, it can be like health, family, freedom. Done. Okay, now ask yourself, when you go out, does this align with does it check off any of them, right? Maybe like social interactions with friends is one of your values. Okay, cool. Then you have to ask yourself, well, are these even deep connections and good social interactions, or are they not? What am I sacrificing? You're always sacrificing. Choose what you're sacrificing and if it's worth it, and if it's worth the compensation. These are the questions you have to ask yourself. So yeah, I just want to say, like, it's not as easy as just saying no. What are you saying no to? And then what are you indirectly saying yes to, right? Because you're always saying yes to something. And the party example is just one example of going out, and that resonates with me because that was an example of my life and sort of my teenage years of deciding whether or not I should drop out of school, have my own business, and then simultaneously going into environments that I left to see last time if it's worth it, if I'm actually having fun, right? So I would leave school, travel, do whatever I want to do, and then I'd come back for a little last sprinkle on the top, for one last sip of the Kool-Aid to see, is it worth a second sip? Is it worth it to indulge? Because I swear to God, I didn't know. I was pretty confident it wasn't, but I didn't know because everyone around me was doing it. And when everyone around you is doing the same thing, you want to mirror them, right? We have mirror neurons in our body that mirrors what other people are doing from a, I guess you want to say, biological level or psychological level. Not entirely sure, but all I know is that the more you're around certain people, the more you naturally, subconsciously emulate their behavior. Again, this all goes back to the need for validation, right? Like with the primal part of our brains that wants to be validated by other people in the tribe, other people in your group. It's a survival skill. We've evolved this way to want to make sure that how people are kind of similar how we are. If everyone's waking up at 7 a.m. and you're going out the night before waking up at noon, how will that make you feel? Whether you want to wake up early or not, that'll just make you feel pretty shitty. That's why environment's important, but we won't touch on that right now. We're just really trying to get a better understanding of our decision-making process and why we make decisions in the first place. Like, why are we saying no in the first place? And then once you have your values in check, I would say prioritize first, right? Make a list of your priorities in your life in this year, in 2026, right? We're in the first week of 2026 right now. It's a perfect time to get clear on how do you rank different things in your life? You know, and each year could be different, right? Maybe this year you've spent so much time, like 2025, you were really with family a lot, with friends, really focusing on social connections and all that. And then maybe this year, you're okay to, slide that down a little bit. Of course, it's super important to you. I'm not neglecting that. All I'm saying is maybe this year there's different priorities, right? Because each year is different from an energetic level, which I won't get into, right? Like, Chinese astrology, which I've talked about in many videos now, it says that horse year's coming up mid-February. We're still in snake energy right now, but horse energy is entirely different from snake energy in terms of just how you're moving and how things will work in your favor. And if you don't understand that, the nuances, then you're setting yourself up for failure. I hate to say it, but I don't want to go through that rabbit hole and complicate things. For now, all I'm going to say is for 2026, however you feel right now, write down your priorities, write down what's important in your life. Don't overcomplicate it. Maybe make it like, 5 to 6 different things. Examples are family, community, freedom, health, finances. 5 things. Boom. Rank them. They're hard. It's hard to rank it, because if you're broke right now, you may want to be putting finances ahead of family. And that is something that's completely against my values. I'm not going to lie. Family is always up here. Like, that's my North Star, or health is my North Star. And everything else falls under place after that. But 1 year, what's 1 year in the grand scheme of things? Okay, it's not long. And it's not like you can't spend time with your family still and have good experiences. You definitely can. 1000% you can. It's not like all in or not, right? So if finances are number one for you, let's say you don't have a dime to your name, that's cool. That means that decisions you're gonna make, you have to always have that in mind. It will be ingrained in your subconscious as long as you have this list in front of you. You put it to your wall or put it to your desktop or whatever it may be, having your priorities in check. That way, when you're making decisions, you're asking yourself, okay, well, is this worth it? Okay, I'm spending all this money for this return. There's not much return here. Yeah, this may increase, this part of my life, but it won't increase that part of my life. And that's when you make decisions of if I should do things or not. And that's up to you to say, okay, yes or no. And then once the priority's in check, then what coincides with that is your values, right? It's your values, which are very much related. It's intertwined, I would say. It's like priorities is like from a hierarchical structure of like 1 to 6 of like how to rank them. And then the values is more so just like an overarching theme of, okay, well, health, fitness, or health, finance, and freedom. Just to have it in the back of your mind so that this is kind of constant throughout your life. And I really only have it like 3 things, 4 things. You don't want to have it too much, oversimplified. It's not needed, right? Have it like 3 things, let's just say maybe even 2 things. And that way, again, you're basing decisions off if it aligns with your values or not. Your priorities for the year and your values for your life. Both can change, no problem. But values are more constant and priorities are constantly changing each year. Maybe priorities are just for the quarter or for the month. But again, keep things simple. Your brain needs to register it. You need to keep things simple, just like you want to keep things simple for a customer who lands on your business page and wants to buy from you. The brain needs simple things. Because right now it may not be simple it may be very simple, right? Oh, I have 8 priorities. Cool. Are you gonna remember those 8 priorities? If I told you, ask you for what they were, a month from now, are you gonna be able to make that list in your head and remember them when you want to make decisions? If your friends ask you, do you want to go out, or do you want to do this? Do you want to do X, Y, Z? Do you want to invest in that? And you have to think about all this entire list of priorities. No, you want to keep it simple. Simple. Less. Less is more. Less is always more. So anyways, that's a wrap for this video. Remember, get better at saying the N-word. Say the N-word more and it will serve you. It's funny, if people heard me there, I'd probably be in a lot of trouble right now, but we know the N-word is no. The N-word is no. And the more you say no, the more you can say yes to the life you want, to life that you could inevitably have this year in 2026, and be able to pursue your goals and dreams. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.